Hi everyone, I am Ricardo Cucalon and my term presentation is on tariffs and the impact on the US economy. A tariff is a government tax on goods imported from another country. US tariffs are collected by Customs and Border Protection, which work on behalf of the Department of Commerce. The two most common types of tariffs are unit tariffs and ad valorem tariffs. Unit tariffs levy a fixed charge for each type of unit of imported goods. Ad valorem tariffs levy a tax based on a percentage of the total value of imported goods. Tariffs are economic tools used to grow domestic industries. They make imported products more expensive to purchase, which incentivizes consumers to buy locally. Another reason to use tariffs is to negotiate better trade deals between countries. For example, it incentivizes consumers to import more of a product from a specific country rather than an economic competitor's product with tariffs on it. Also, it creates revenue for the federal government, but as of the early 20th century, that is not a dependable source of revenue. Tariffs are an example of protectionism. Protectionism is the government policies that restrict or oppose international trade to help domestic industries. These policies cultivate economic growth within the domestic industry and have also been implemented for safety or quality reasons. Free trade is the opposite of protectionism. Countries create free trade agreements between themselves to reduce barriers to imports and exports. These agreements normally oppose the addition of government tariffs, quotas, subsidies, or prohibition to inhibit exchanges of goods. The Tariff Act of 1789 was one of the first legislations in the United States. It was ratified after the United States Constitution, and it supported the government, protected manufacturing industries in the nation, and raised revenue for the federal debt. It levied a 50-cent per ton duty on goods imported by foreign ships, and American-owned vessels were only charged 6 cents per ton. There was also the Trade Act of 1974, which gave the US president more authority over trade agreements and tariff controls. It expanded the international trade power for the United States. The World Trade Organization was created in 1995 and it is used to create a forum for countries to negotiate trade agreements amongst themselves. Most countries in the world are members of the WTO. The US joined it in 1995 to foster these trade relations with other countries. In 2016, the US imposed $80 billion worth of tariff taxes on imports. The value of the products valued at $380 billion. In May of 2024, the US added more tariffs by including more on $18 billion of Chinese goods. China, Canada, and the European Union were imposed the most tariffs, and it created a trade war between China, where they responded with tariffs as well. The US tariffs were placed on solar panels, washing machines, televisions, steel, aluminum, cars, medical equipment, chemicals, and much more. A specific example was the massive 27.5% tariff tax that was imposed on electric vehicles from China. As of March of 2024, the US has collected more than $223 billion on tariff taxes since 2018. The US Census Bureau calculated that the average US household has paid an increase of $200 to $300 annually on tariff taxes. The retaliatory tariffs placed from many countries like China because of the trade war has indirectly reduced the US GDP by less than 0.8% so far. So are tariffs good or bad? Without as many tariffs, it creates more market competition on all products. This allows prices to lower, helping everyone. Although most economists agree free trade is more ideal, as it has more economic output, there is still a good use for tariffs. Countries still want to help grow domestic industries that have been increasingly invested in. Well, I hope you enjoyed my presentation and have a good week. Goodbye.